Up here. All right. Okay. I appreciate everybody that got on, got the recording. It was pointed out it was the wrong link. I corrected the link. People got in, got that question answered. It's an interesting question. What would you do? Would you take the $50 for yourself? Would you take the $30? It's an interesting conundrum. I respect everybody's answers as to why they did that. I really liked it when people added the information as to exactly why, because these are the kind of things that will come up. Believe it or not, there are situations where somebody will be expected to be moved up. You will be working with your coworkers, and they will ask you to decide who should be promoted, you or your fellow coworkers. And they will bring you in one by one and ask each one of you which one of you should be promoted, you or one of your fellow coworkers. And they will ask you why. Why should you be promoted or why should one of your fellow coworkers? This is not uncommon. They will ask you to pit yourself against your coworkers. What will you do? Be prepared for these types of situations. They're not asking you to stab your friends in the back, but they want to know why you have the confidence in yourself to be promoted. What sets you apart? What makes you better than them? So I want you to think about it. The people that you are in school with, they are actually competitors in the same career field. We like to think of everybody as our friend. We're going to go through this and this. You are, excuse me, competing in the same fields for the same job. They're not going to hire everybody as let's be friends, let's be friends. That doesn't mean you're enemies. It just means that you are competing and one's going to win at different times and one's going to lose out. Now, that also means that if somebody gets in a position in a job, they can refer you, etc. And that's where reputation comes in because your reputation is also going to either go up or go down based on who you refer. You refer somebody and they come in and they do a horrible job, your reputation is ruined. Okay, so we have to be careful who we recommend, how we recommend, and what we do. So that is why that question is in there because we want to think our friends are great. But you know, your friends, they're not always so great. And how are they going to be on the job? They may be a fun person, but are they going to get you fired? Are they going to promote you? Are they going to turn and promote themselves and then push you down? So think about how and why your professional network isn't always the same as your friend network. So think about these things. Sometimes they work well together, sometimes they don't work well together, and it all depends on how your relationships work with individual people because it can be all completely based on one person versus another. So those were absolutely incredible. The other thing, I'm not going to name the name, but one person in particular did a LinkedIn profile, and it has stood out among LinkedIn profiles for several classes. If you did a LinkedIn profile and I put notes on it, you know who I'm talking about. This profile rocks. Their past history is incredible. Their skills section is filled out. Their about section, they put in their personal uh, commercial, that elevator pitch, and it rocks. This person is setting themselves up for success, and this person is among you. They will be competing for the same positions that you are. They are setting themselves up. So if you are not applying and pushing yourself, this is going to be the person that could very well get the position that you want. You have to think about everybody out there that's applying for the same positions that you are. So this person made their LinkedIn profile top notch. I have been so impressed with this profile. Let me tell you, if I was the person out there looking for hiring and I saw their profile over others, this is a person I would be reaching out to and saying, I'd like to set up the interview. And that's the thing, getting those interviews so you can actually speak to the person and tell them about yourself. So putting forth the effort on that LinkedIn profile, putting it out there on that resume, doing that networking, those are the things that get you in. If you can't get into the interview, you certainly can't get hired. This profile rocked that well. I'm talking, it's been the best LinkedIn profile I have seen probably in about a year. They put forth the effort. So if that was your profile, again, I am not naming names. You know it because I put comments on your uh, uh, grade. Check those comments in the book. The other thing, why I'm at it, if you are in the class and you are not doing the daily assignment, you're throwing away 100 points, 100 points at a time. This is a weighted class. So 100 points in daily participation, you're knocking your score down. Boom, 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 boom. Week 3 attendance, you're not going to be able to make that up. Week 2, we gave you leniency because of the hurricane. And some of y'all are still not going back and doing that. Do those. You're throwing away points. You can lose letter grades by not doing these daily attendance things. That's up to you. It's your work ethic showing your level of participation. All right. Uh, I'm just telling you, don't do that. Go back, do those. We're giving you the opportunity way more than what the on campus people got. They got an hour on 2 different days to make up everything they missed. Okay? Take opportunities. When opportunities are given and you pass them up, that's on you. So I'm going to move on because I'm kind of disappointed that some people aren't taking up on that. But you do you. And when the grade falls where the grade falls, you know why. So we're going to move on because we've got some important stuff here that I want to go over. So we are in week 3. Class ends right here next week at 10 p.m. on Thursday. So this is the last full weekend of the course. So if you're looking to make things up and you like to push things off to the weekend, this is the last weekend. There is no weekend next weekend. At 10 o'clock, the class locks, boom. There's no emailing late things. There's no, can I have an extension? There's no, 10 o'clock, the class ends. That's it. Everything has to be in, including the final exam at 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, everybody in all classes starts getting booted off the system. If you're in an assignment at 10 o'clock, you are booted out of it. So it's not a matter, oh, I'm on the system, I'm safe till I log out. No, if you're in the final exam, you will be booted out. Anything unfinished will be marked incorrect, okay? So if you're in any other assignment, you'll be booted out as well. You won't be able to email me something later, say, oh, I had to work late, this happened, this happened. Those are all great things that happen. Plan your time. I'm telling you this because I can't extend it. I can't reopen a class. I'm letting you know what I can and can't do, not because I'm trying to be harsh on you. There are limits to what we can do. That is a system thing that none of the instructors can control. So that is reality, or as people like to say, facts. Okay, I'm telling you what I can and cannot do, and that is something I have no control over. All right. So we are in week 3. You should be caught up or very close to it because you've been catching up those week 2 missing things because those close Sunday and you won't be able to get into those week 4. Okay. So you should be caught all the way up here. You should be doing that LinkedIn. I've got 3 people's mock interviews back. If you haven't rearranged those and got those in, please do so. Because if you don't do the mock interview, you can't do the mock interview debrief. So you'll be missing 2 assignments there that are very important. The career plan step 2, again, you're putting the short-term goals in with those long-term goals. There is a form and format to follow. And today is the thank you note, thank you letter. We're going to be talking about business writing. make sure you do the headshots. Pick up those 5 points for the final exam. That's something that should be, uh, a given. 5 points. That's half a letter grade. Please do so. For the final exam, because things open early tomorrow, right here under the help button, there is a study guide. Click that and you can view it online, or click the little drop down. You can download it. Want to make sure you have everything you need. Everybody good so far? Yes? Yes, yes? All right. Okay, so to show you what's coming up in week 4, because these open up uh, tomorrow, you'll have a discussion that will be due next week. You know how those work. Uh, Open this up. Uh, this will open tomorrow. Let me get out of student view here so we can take a look at it. So there's going to be a video here, and you're going to list and define 3 out of the 10 items in the video. And the reason why I'm going over this is some people will want to get a jump on this because of that short week next week. Then there is soft skills in here. There is a video, and you are going to play the part of the manager on how you would discipline uh, the employee. This one, you're going to watch the video, and you're going to talk about managers being friends. And you must discuss both of these scenarios, 1 and 2. Kind of gives you a little bit of a take on what it's like to be in the management. Now, this mock interview, the results from career services, I will be putting in your grades here. These are the grades that come back from career services. Obviously, if you don't do an interview, you're going to have a 0 here. Okay. So if you didn't do an interview, you're going to have a 0 for this. You're going to have a 0 for the debrief as well. So um, I can't do anything about that. That's up to you to get that interview done, make it happen. If you can't go to the campus, you should talk to the campus about doing a virtual interview. I've mentioned that several times. One way or the other, get that interview done. Okay, this Q&A informational interview project here, this is the one where you interviewed somebody in the management position. They could be in any career field. It did not have to be in yours. And you're going to talk about what you learned from leadership, what insights, and what lessons learned in case you go into management or you move up, you become a team leader on your team, etc. It's not uncommon because you will be working in teams in your career field. Uh, you may think you're going to be working independently. No, you're always going to be put onto different teams. Even if you own your own business, your business is going to work in teams. The owner's going to have a team of managers, etc. You're never going to be an army of one. All right. And then your career plan final project. I told you, make sure you're putting efforts into this career plan because you have a template. And if you've been doing your long-term goals, your short-term goals, this will be a nice thing for you to be able to come in here and do this, and it will be relatively quick. So your long-term goals, boom, drop them in right here. Okay. Your personal skill set, you know this. What are your transferable skills? Right here, put your soft skills. Your entry-level positions, salary scales. Okay, you need to know what's your starting salaries in your position. Put those there. Um, any special things you need to know about your career, list those there. Certifications you need, list those. What type of training is usually available? Do they do on-the-job training? Do they things like that? Anything you need to know about training for your job, further training, etc. What opportunities do they typically offer free education? Like in different welding careers, different electrical careers, they do apprenticeships, things like that. So these type of things, this can all be put in one paragraph here. Okay, you do not have to list them individually. You can put this in one paragraph. And this action plan, this is where your short-term goals go. So short-term goals go here, long-term goals go here. Now you're doing your short-term goals, adding them to your long-term goals this week. So this will not be that difficult to fill this out. Now, if you can't download this or fill this out, you can type my goals, my competencies, this, and the action plan in that text box. So one way or the other, you can use this. This is a huge point value item. Put effort into it because it's worth 250 points and it's a major impact on your grade. So it will be graded critically. And then that final exam, and it only covers the last 2 weeks of the course. You did the first 2 weeks already with the midterm. This only covers the last 2 weeks. And when you click on that in here, you'll see it covers chapters 4, 5, 11, 13, and 14, 25 questions. We reduced this down drastically. And so originally it was 40 questions. We've reduced it down to 25. All right, everybody got that? Everybody good with that? Yes, yes? All right. And we are going to move over into this. So please, people, make sure you're doing the attendance assignments. Get that in. Don't throw those points away. And yes, we do have a presentation or a live meeting on day 4, on the last day. It is extremely short, and I can do that as a recording or I can do that as live. How many people would like that last day as a recording? Nobody. Okay, one person wants it as a recording. 2 people. Okay. 3 people. Okay. So the Thursday, it will be a recording. I will put that out so that you will have that last full day to be able to do whatever you need on that last day all the way up to 10 o'clock. Okay, I'll do that for you. Okay, so we're going to talk about the structure of a business letter, cover letters, thank you notes, and any other business. So earlier today, I sent an email out to you. There is a Word doc attached to it, and that Word doc is just a little template. Every business letter can use that format. So if you open that up, you can use that format for pretty much any business letter. Now, there is a certain way you should be writing these. The font should be either Allegri, Times New Roman, Arial, and they should be 11 points. Okay, that's the size. Left justified. You do not indent paragraphs when you're business writing. Single space, double space between paragraphs, and 1-inch margins. The good news is this will be the default in Word and Google Docs. Okay, so if you're using any of these programs, these are going to be your defaults. Now, these are all the parts of the business letter. Your heading, date, inside address, greeting, introduction, da, da, da. This is going to be if you're sending it out snail mail or you're writing it out, okay? So what we are talking about here is this is the heading or the return address. This is your address, okay? And then, of course, you're going to have the date right there. And then this is what we call the inside address. This is who it's going to. A lot of big companies have one person who opens all the mail, no matter who it goes to, and this tells them who it's definitely going to. So that's why we have that. That's called the inside address. Okay, now, then of course you have the greeting. Notice here it says, Dear Mr. Freiner, or it's going to say regarding the job posting number. So if you know who it's going to say, it's going to say Dear followed by Mr. or Mrs. and the name. If you don't know the name, do not say to whom it may concern. That's very impersonal. If you don't know the contact name, do not say Dear Sir or Madam. Just use this part here. Okay, that's job postings. Say describe the job posting as it's listed or the job posting number. Most of them will have one or the other. Okay, now your first paragraph, that introductory paragraph, it explains the purpose of why you're writing. You're going to tell them, I'm writing in regard to the position, blah, blah, blah. You need to be enthusiastic, okay? And you need to tell them, you're writing about this, I'm enthusiastic, I want to hold this position, and you put your brand statement in. I told you we needed to do that brand statement because that brand statement describes you in one sentence. These things are used over and over and over again. This is why you do them. In paragraph 2, why are you the best? Why are you the best? You use those keywords. Remember those keywords? I said you need to know those. You describe why you're the best and you use keywords from that job listing. That's going to trigger their little brains, okay? And then that last paragraph, call to action. Now, these paragraphs aren't long, that call to action. That last paragraph, you're going to tell them what to do. I'm looking forward to an interview with you. My job availability or my time availability are as follows, or my availability is as follows. So with that, I'm looking forward to an interview with you. You're telling them you will give me an interview on one of these days. Does everybody see how that works? You're telling them you will give me an interview. None of this begging, none of this, oh, I hope they read this, da, da, da. No, tell them. You drive the interview process. You control it. At any time of the interview, you can say, I'm sorry, I don't think this is going to be right for me. And you can get up and walk out. You control it. You're deciding, is this company right for me? You are more than an equal in this interview process. Turn this around. Take control. Quit this whole process of they didn't know what they were talking about. They this, they that, they. You are they. If this interview process is not working, you fix it. You is they. You are not doing something properly. There's a limited number of positions that they're hiring for. So no, you're not going to get them right, but you can make it in your odds. And that's not just a Hunger Games thing. Make it in your odds. Because I guarantee you, the vast majority of people are not doing these steps, and the ones that are getting it are. So tell them, You may call me at this number at this time. See how you're telling them? You may. I'm giving you permission to call me at this number at this time. Tell them what you want. Drive them to you. Now, this is what a hard copy looks like. Notice at the top looks very much like your resume. The only thing is right here, this is outdated because they have their full address. Don't put your full address. Okay. You could put Redwood City, California, but everything else. Okay. So you can see that in there. But now let's take a look at what you're most likely going to use here, the email. You got their email address. You got what it is, the thank you. Notice right here, they included references because they uh, were thanking them for the interview. Dear Mr. Mitchell, thank you for the opportunity. Notice right here, they're telling them the purpose, the thank you. Then my enthusiasm has grown. My desire to work, blah, blah, blah. I enjoy being part of the company. Da, da, da. Thank you again for your time and consideration. As requested, I'm attaching a copy of the professional references. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Okay, that I look forward to hearing from you. That's telling them you will contact me soon. Okay, this is your call to action down here. Look forward to hearing from you soon. Okay, that right there. Look forward to hearing from you soon. Call to action. Tell them what you want. Now, other letters that you may need to do. Accepting or declining a position. If you don't want a position, tell them. Don't just leave them hanging. Because you know what? That's why it takes so long in the interview process. They're waiting for somebody to respond back. Do they want it? Do they not want it? You could be next in line. If the person doesn't want the job, you're next. You're waiting for that person to decide. And if they don't respond, they're still waiting. Okay. Sending letters to suppliers, that's common. Customer complaints, things like this. No matter what they do, they all follow the same format. How many people knew that? They follow the same format. You learn to write one business letter, they all follow the same. Every one of them. So here they are. Dear Mrs. Boswell, I'm delighted to accept the position. Look, there, you tell them what it's about. As soon as I receive the formal letter, da 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 da, it must be completed before I can start work. Thank you for the opportunity. Okay, I understand, da da da. So as soon as I receive the formal letter, the call to action, I need to receive this from you and I can do this. Okay, declining an offer. Thank you for the offer. I considered it, but I've decided to decline. I'm grateful. I appreciate it. Thank you for the position. Yeah, or the opportunity. Okay. Greet them, tell them what it's about. There's the call to action saying that, you appreciate it. Boom, boom, boom. Done. Every one of these is the same. Okay. So that Word document, it basically lays it out for that. You have an assignment to do a thank you letter after your mock interview, use that format. Just open it up, boom, boom, boom. Use that formats. Okay. Today, though, I want you to think how many people are a little nervous going out into their career field, going to be standing on your merits of what you've learned. Okay, perfect, Thomas. Perfect. This is absolutely one of the most common things people going into their career field for the very first time. Some people call it imposter syndrome. You feel like you're going to get there and you don't deserve the position, or maybe other people know things that I should know and I don't know. And This is one of the most common things going into your actual career. About 90% of the people feel this way. This is not unusual. So I want you to think about this question. What is your biggest hurdle or obstacle you feel will keep you from your dream career? And how will you overcome it? A lot of times, if we think about these things and think about how we will overcome it ahead of time, we can make it go away or shrink it down. Okay. I've told you before, know what you know. Okay. Know. Oops. This pencil doesn't have a good eraser on it. Know what you know. This will get you so far. You know your skills. You know them. Believe in yourself. I believe everything that you can do until you give me a reason not to. Okay? I believe in you. And I know daily we get knocked down over and over. And sometimes I even come across harsh because I want you to push yourself. Okay? You have to step outside that comfort zone. I want you to push yourself, but you know what you know. And that's what I want to bring out. And I want you to really think about what you know, because not everybody knows that. And that's your gift, that's your talent, that's your skill, that's your aptitudes. And that's what's going to make your career, and that's what's going to get you places. All right. So think about that when you answer this. And I want 100% of people answering this because I want to give you those points. I want you to succeed. I want you to go out there and do these things. Okay. Because I know you can. And that is our lesson today. That is going to be the end of the week. Thursday is our Friday. Week 4 opens tomorrow. It'll actually open right after midnight tonight, so you'll be able to get started on that. So try to catch anything up you are missing, okay? And we start our final 4 days on Monday. And y'all have a great weekend. Try to get some relaxing in around everything, and we will see you Monday at 10 o'clock.